Good evening. We are here. It is another Dilem-Monday. We are back, baby. We're back and better than ever. It's happening here. It's Dilem-Monday. We took a break last week, but we are back. Oh my lord. I'm alive. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys as alive as me?
Probably not. I wouldn't have led that well. That's why you're leading this and I'm not.
I mean, I'm alive, but I somehow pulled something in my back opening a car door at work today. So.
Oh god, we're getting old.
I really think that you need to quit your job because every week you have another illness. Like usually you're hurt, you're ill every time you go to your job. It seems like it's like torture. Like,
I mean, I gained the weight back from my stomach bug, so I guess I'm doing okay.
God.
It's like you go from the stomach bugs to now you're hurting yourself. Like, I don't know, James, you got to.
I know.
Maybe wear like a bulletproof suit with like a mask and like something.
Nah. Other than that, I'm doing okay.
Excellent.
This is good.
Oh,
this is good.
You're doing better than Gene Hackman.
Ooh, wow. That's one way to get into the topic.
Yeah, that's something. That's a way. Not how I thought we would go in. But here
He and his wife are mummified.
Yeah. Oh God. Like. Yeah, no, Jay.
I was
no,
Jay. Go there, but I was going to talk about our weekend first. But you know,
well, let's totally start there and just wait around and then eventually find them. Like, well, we'll find our way there. unlike his loved ones.
What? Anyway, I don't know.
This isn't live, right? We can start this over.
Yeah. Can we just rewind? But no, this weekend. Stowe, Vermont. So we went to our favorite one of our favorite gigs of the year at the Matterhorn. So we do it twice a season, and this is kind of like, although I think they're going to have a lot of weeks left of ski season, but a lot of times like that last weekend of February, first week of March is kind of getting to the end of ski season. So it's kind of packed the whole area, and we stayed at a hotel that we've stayed at before on one of the New Year's Eve.
Awesome hotel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's awesome, but it's in town, has a pool, has a restaurant, and it's 5 miles away from the Matterhorn. So it's awesome.
In my book,
for
awesome.
But the 3 nights, well, the 2 nights and the one afternoon were outrageous. The place is jam packed. They sold more tickets this weekend than they have the entire season. The last show, they it was printing money. It was so crowded. It was worse than New Year's Eve. Like, it is just ridiculous. But at the end of each night, it was even more ridiculous than it should be. Like, I thought mosh pits ended 20 years ago. It was a bachelor party on Friday night. By the way, Friday night I wasn't as enjoyed because there was a lot of dudes there. I mean, the male to female ratio that day was probably 25-1 male. And they had like a bachelor party going on there. And these guys were partying. They were having a good time. By the last part of the night, their shirts were off. They were literally lifting each other in the air, throwing them into like as high as the ceiling.
I would like to mention my shirt was on.
Yeah, Corey's was on. So, and they were smashing into each other. It was insane.
They were throwing people towards the ceiling, and there wasn't much room between them. I know there were nails in the like the part of the ceiling near the stage if I lifted my hand too hard. So like, I don't know how close these guys were getting from like, you know, getting impaled. So good for them.
And the other part was, I mean, and no one left. By midnight, usually and I have to explain, there's a snowstorm going on this entire time.
Full on blizzard.
6 inches, and it's, you know, like 0 degrees. And, you know, it's prime ski time next morning, and no one is leaving. The place is just crazy. But we go on. The good news is on Friday night, we don't have to clean up. We could just leave all our stuff out because we're coming back for Saturday afternoon. So that was good. And we drove home. Everything was good. No probs. But it took a while to scrape the inches of ice snow off the cars and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So that always a good time.
That really sucked.
And we all get back. We do a little drinking together. Great show. Kind of wild ending there, a little crazy. Maybe we should have some security, but whatever. We always have mine. So if
You know what? And these kids, they were very rowdy, but they were good guys. They were just
nice guys.
They were there for their buddy to have a good time for, So you respect it a little bit.
The Saturday afternoon show starts at like 2. And it's completely the opposite of the Friday night show. It is probably 20-1 female.
2 bachelorette parties.
Multiple bachelorette parties. Very
we don't
pretty
hate
girls from Fairfield County, might I say.
NJGs.
They were from Fairfield County, very lovely, beautiful girls, and they were there to have a very good time. One professed her love to Corey. She was very interesting as well. Pretty girl, but these girls were all a lot of fun. Now just need to say we never had anybody throw people up in the air in all the gigs we've played there over the years,
like Havan Aguila style. Like
they were just like, okay. Now remember, I just told you it's all girls there. We do multiple different songs and stuff, so it's not even the same show. Like it's completely. End of the night, the girls are throwing each other up in the air.
Oh my God!
They had to bring one of the bachelorettes home though. She was so weak.
No, yeah, like the actual bride to be. Well, because she started flashing her friend's camera and then us on the stage. At which point
I didn't mind.
At which point her friends were like, "Oh, it's time to go." And I'm like,
I have video, by the way, Jim.
I'm like, girl, not of that, but like I'm like, yeah, good. This is not good. This is not good. This is not a good look.
Anyway,
fun, yes. A good look, no.
That show, it's good. Luckily we stay nearby, so and by the way, it is snowing this entire time, and it's getting colder and colder and colder out. We go back to the hotel, take a brief, eat some food, rest a little bit. Boys drink some more because what else do you do when you're in Vermont? You just drink. So yeah. At this point, we come back. Easy setup because everything's kind of ready to go. This and that. Everybody's there now. Anybody that could still stand from the bachelorette or the bachelor party, they have sold out. The place is just wild. It's insane. The dance floor is packed the entire night. No matter what song we play, it's good. Of course, though, I have this woman who sits next to me and is trying to talk to me. And if anybody knows, when I go to these gigs, I don't like to talk to anybody. I like to watch the boys play. I love the music. I want to just watch. And she keeps talking to me. One, I can't hear a word she's saying either. I just need to say that. And she's that person who goes up to the band, tells them some obscure song that they should play, and she knows that they would sing it well. She thinks they're a jukebox. Oh, that song, sure. The D side of an album. Yeah, okay. But again, the place is wild. And yes, at the end of the night, they're now throwing males and females all the way up in the air. Insane. At any moment, I feel someone's going to die. I feel it's like a bad movie that just bad things are going to happen. But luckily, everything ended well. And even though my doors were absolutely frozen shut, somehow I was able to get them open. It was we got home and it was a good everything. I think Jack and Pete stayed up until like 5:30 in the morning just talking about how great the show was, because it was good.
Wild.
Like, boys were on. It was a good time. So everybody it was a blast. So great weekend. Stowe is always fun, and we could go on with the show now because we told the weekend. Anything you have to add about the show, Corey?
No, it was the three very different shows, all with very different vibes, and we got to, play songs in a different manner than normal, which was great. Like, we took some risks, took some chances, made things happen. I was having a great time. I really was. But I think my favorite,
playing a whole bunch of keyboards, singing a lot of songs.
Oh, absolutely. It was great. Sweet Pete, nice having him again. Getting up there and getting weird. We love that. Got to come home and got to, have a lot of Alchemist beer. I brought some Focal Banger home with me this time. So
please. All right, whatever. Focal Banger. But anyway, to get on.
I barely even focal know her.
Oh, please. You're not funny.
I know.
Why do you continue to talk? It's a show. I guess you have to talk.
Because beer.
Yeah. There's one comedian.
Wait,
on the
actually, two things I do want to mention. Obviously, the other thing that happened this weekend, besides the person we're going to discuss, one of my favorite singers of all time, David Johansen, passed away after toughly braving out brain cancer for the last decade, and doing so quietly and with grace and confidence. Very upset.
Next, are still alive.
In our minds and our hearts.
Okay.
Whenever you're feeling, as long as you still feel hot, he lives on.
There we go. You had the maracas out, by the way, this weekend.
Oh! I was feeling it. I was getting into it. It was.
Corey had the maracas out. He was. It was interesting. I'm just glad his shirt stayed on. It was other people's shirts were going off.
It was cold outside. I don't get these animals.
Yeah, it was -7 when we left that night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
And I don't care how hot it is while I'm performing. The second I stop performing, it's going to not be hot. And someone's going to open that door. And if my shirt's off, I'm done. I'm done for. I'm going to start cramping up. It's going to be terrible. I have the body of like an 85-year-old man.
You also said these were bachelor party guys who were drinking a lot, so I doubt safety and logic was I'd be in there planning.
No.
So
like I said, I usually think girls are better. No, they were just as stupid as the guys. But
I'm surprised you didn't do.
They were really cute.
I'm surprised you guys didn't do like a competition of who's more likely to hit the ceiling. Is it the bachelor party or the bachelorette party? You should have did like
the guys definitely got.
I didn't want to win.
When the guys took the girl, that's when it got a little really dangerous. But she asked them to do it. It was insane.
Yeah.
Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila. Hey, it's
all right, Chris. No one wants to hear that. All right, but anyway, it was wild. But today's show, should we start off with
a James inspired episode?
Yeah.
Really?
You know what, James, why don't you give us why you came up with the Zeppelin theme today?
Well, last week I went to the movies with my dad, and we saw a documentary called "Becoming Led Zeppelin," and it was just a really well done documentary. It wasn't about like Led Zeppelin just being like from like 1 to like 5. It's all about like all the inspirations and how they became Led Zeppelin and how they developed their first album and that success leading into the second album. It was just the beginning stages of them. It wasn't like the full album, but I enjoyed the hell out of that. My dad enjoyed the hell out of it. It was definitely worth watching. And I had to tell Corey about it because I know how much you love your music.
I am so excited.
If you had seen the movie, and yes, Laura James was just talking about the movie. So that's that.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, that was actually a really well done thing. You would have thought that we plant that. Oh, and no pun intended.
Wait, dare we say Laura LaPlanted that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who Laura LaPlante, who plays in a Led Zeppelin cover band, tribute band.
Is that a cover band or a tribute band?
You notice how quickly I caught myself correcting myself there?
Yes. Yeah, because if you play only one group, then you're a tribute band. So See, Laura gave me haha. But what was I gonna say? Look, Zeppelin is one of the first great albums that I ever bought as a kid was Volume 4. And that's the one that has Stairway on it and Black Dog. And I was like, wow, these guys are different, man. This is because it's kind of like really they were the first heavy rock band, right? I mean, when they
like
really been
definitely, yeah.
Like to like what we really know as like heavy metal, like that first stage of heavy metal, either them or Sabbath
or Deep Purple.
The three of them kind of in my head make up the like this proto metal trinity.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite albums, Black Sabbath, was Volume 4 also, coincidentally.
So basically the fourth album of any band is the best album.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Foreigner 4 is also one of my favorite albums.
4 is amazing. Yeah, I love 4.
So, I think, growing up, I was born in 65. So, Zeppelin in the 70s were, these super bands. Because remember, the Beatles are gone at this point, right?
Well,
69.
1969.
I'm talking. I was born in 65, so I'm saying the 70s. The 70s, the Beatles are really gone. They're
yes, they break up 69.
Yeah,
nice.
So really, my lifetime of music. Let's say about 5 years old, you start listening to music. 4 or 5 years old, you start actually paying attention to music. So the band that really, as far as a rock and roll, it was Zeppelin. That was the band.
Yeah, I agree. I listened to Zeppelin 2 on the way home from the documentary because I'm like, this stuff is just amazing. Honestly, like it's just so good.
You forget like when you listen to like a greatest hits like playlist, not necessarily like one of their own albums, but like you listen into this and you're like, every song here, first of all, one does not sound like the other, does not sound like the other, does not sound like the other, which is insane. The depth and the how much ground they covered in like about a 10, 11, 12-year period, which is
about right.
Which is nuts. There are 3 bands I feel like if you argue to me are like the greatest band of all time. They're one of the bands I'm not going to laugh at you if you say that. I think they have enough credence to them. You give me the Beatles, you give me the Stones, you give me Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to laugh at you.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to say everybody has them in the top 3, but if you don't know anything about music. But that's besides the point. I'm not judgmental or anything. But they have to be at least in your top 5.
No, they're my favorite band of all time.
And I think maybe arguably 2 or 3 of their songs are in the top 10 songs of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Dave, what's your favorite song of Zeppelin?
Well, yeah, I figured.
Unless it is your favorite song, period, which it could be too.
I honestly probably don't know their catalogs as well as the rest of this group, but Fool in the Rain comes to mind.
Oh, I love Fool in the Rain.
Would probably be one of the standouts for me.
Fool in the Rain's good, yeah.
You got me. I didn't think you were going to go there. You surprised me.
Go away.
My favorite.
Go with that abstract, not what everybody else would say, kind of thing. So I'm
like what I like.
Yeah.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song. I love Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker's great.
Okay. I think Zeppelin 2 is just a phenomenally worked record, and it's no insult to any of the rest of the catalog, but Jimmy Page is still young. He's got the fire under his ass. he's, they haven't even fully discovered themselves that they're Led Zeppelin yet, and they're still stealing so much material, and it's so good, and, and they were on fucking fire.
All right, James, give me your favorite.
Huge fan of When the Levee Breaks. Huge.
So no one has chosen the proverbial what everybody would think.
I was going to, but I'm like, nah. I didn't want to sound
you
like
just think that was so not cool to do?
I didn't want to sound like a fake fan. That's why.
All right. Well, I am not going to choose it either, just so you know. But I am going to choose Kashmir.
Kashmir's great.
Kashmir is just
exactly there. It is.
And I'm not gonna lie, I love Stairway. I do.
It's my favorite song of all time.
It's very relaxing to me. Oh, see, you just so bad. You admitted you were trying to play it so cool.
It is. I had to. I mean, it was going to eat me alive.
And I was going to put Kashmir and Stairway in a top 10 of all time songs, like for real. And I might even put Whole Lot of Love in there.
Whole Lot of Love is amazing.
I mean, that's like, but I think that's the thing about Zeppelin. They have 5 to 10 of the top 25 songs maybe of all time. So what? Who
Normie?
Is that the name of the band you're switching now after Flogging Banger or whatever you were chugging earlier?
Yeah.
Go to California, Whole Lot of Love. All right,
love me some fucking Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Bill is watching and listening right now and giving you his take on this whole deal. So, yes, go to California. Just like I said, their songs are just so good, and whether or not they might have used other people's ideas to make it better,
to put it politely.
Yeah, but especially in music, like you've always told me, there's only so many chords and things, so that if the song really doesn't sound like, I've heard what's this song that other group says is Stairway.
Okay, no, that one's that's the only one that's like, to me, Taurus, the song Taurus being close to no, these other ones though, with these old blues artists, it's the same fucking song. It's the same lyrics.
I don't know. I mean, I just think that they took it to a whole other level. They played it better than those other guys did. I don't know.
But it's literally the same song.
Yeah, but why didn't they get sued for those?
They did. A lot of time. No, they've had to pay a lot of money over the years.
Have they?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of shit on this. Like,
I always knew about the Stairway deal. I think, and in the end, they did not pay on the Stairway one.
Well, because that one it was determined not to be, because that one was bullshit.
Do you have a list of the ones that they were sued and lost on?
Yeah, let's find that. Let's grab it a.
But I don't want to go on the negative. I want to stay on.
Well, yeah, no, but
they're used to the different instruments and doing stuff that no one else did at the time. When I say no one else did, obviously they took some blues songs and made them rock.
They were inspired.
Yeah, there's that fine line. Like, I mean, every musician, famous or not, successful or not, is inspired by someone, whether you directly take their stuff and try to subtly say, this is mine, when you're blatantly, or it's so ingrained and you haven't heard it in a while. Like, oh, now I'm coming up with this melody that ends up being similar. Like, it's hard to prove one way or the other. I know there's been a lot of lawsuits. There's probably other cases where I've listened to two songs and been like, this sounds exactly like this other song. I don't know if either artist agrees, or if the original artist feels like threatening a lawsuit. There's probably been thousands of such lawsuits, and plenty of cases where there was grounds for one, but they either didn't see it or didn't notice the difference or didn't bother, or I don't know. I just feel like how many songs have been recorded in the last 100 years? Probably in the millions, maybe the billions. There's gonna be over.
I mean, because there's parts of it, like what's the one I always with the Black Sabbath, Changes, and then you listen to what's it, the Funeral
no, you're thinking of geez, that Ellen John song.
Right.
He's my brother. Thou shalt be received.
Order song.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And if you listen to that little piano part in it, it's identical. There's zero difference between Changes and that song.
They're very similar, at least.
All right, to the common man, it sounds exactly the same. And luckily, most probable Sabbath people aren't listening to Elton John, but so they probably never kind of crossed over for a lawsuit. But it there's just so, like I said, there's so many songs that I've seen you take, as long as it's in the same key. I've seen you do 3 or 4 songs. We use the exact same music and just change the words.
Well, that's true. That's true. In some of those cases, again, I'm really, really pushing it. Like I'm making something work. It's not the way it should be, but it's what's going on at the moment.
I've seen you take like Twist and Shout, La Bamba.
And those songs all pretty much were written essentially to sound like each other anyway. So that's not the best nor worst example.
What are the 4 songs that you?
But that was the 4 songs that kind of sound like each other in that circle of songs. Twist and Shout and La Bamba are very close to each other, and then you can throw in Good Lovin', which is kind of very similar in that same chord progression kind of thingy. And there are just common chord progressions. That's a whole conversation we could have for a whole day. There's like whole YouTube pages
I'm kind of sticking up. Not kind of. I am sticking up for Led Zeppelin on it. I've heard way too many.
Lyrically speaking, though, they're literally, things like the "You Need Coolin', Baby, I'm Not Foolin'." That was Muddy Waters. So Willie Dixon. And it's not to diminish it, because they did a great job with it. I'm just
so you're saying the lyrics that did the song sound the same?
Similar. You could tell one, and then Dazed and Confused was just a blatant ripoff. Mm-hmm. They did not give the guy any credit. Another guy wrote the song, the Yardbirds played it, changed all the lyrics, and then did not credit him. And then Jimmy Page boldly, once again, stole the song a second time. He stole his own group's stealing of another guy's song that he stole. Song stealingception.
It's nested theft.
Kind of. It's like almost like that time when John Fogerty got sued for sounding too much like himself.
Yeah, that's that one's good.
That did happen.
No, I know. You know what song I always like, and you guys played it once, and then you haven't played it again in a long time. Rock and Roll.
Oh, yeah, great song. That's a
really good song.
Does Dilemma have a suggestion box for songs?
Put in the comment section, what Led Zeppelin song should the Dilemma play next?
All right, yes. Any artists. They have such a good range.
Yeah, I mean that's that is the funny thing. One minute they're playing Led Zeppelin, the next minute it's Whitney Houston. I mean, it's kind of funny.
Hey, I wish I had talent like that.
Yeah, I don't have musical genius in me.
But yeah, actually, that would be a good one. What would you like the Dilemma to play? Pick a Zeppelin song. That would be cool. I mean, I know what I would like you to play, but you won't play it because if I ask for it, I'll never get it. I mean, I'd like Black Dog. I think that would be a great song for you guys to play.
It's a cool song.
I think you guys would kill that song.
I think so.
No shitting on Black Dog.
I just figured if I bring it up, you're going to say no. So that's basically, usual answer.
What about Good Times, Bad Times?
In the days of my youth,
and Corey always says Jack to back him up. See, when Corey says no, and then he looks at Jack, and then Jack's like, well, yeah, it'd be kind of difficult. Well, if we don't practice this, it could be done. Yeah. Basically, no matter what, Jack's like the best, to help anything Corey wants. Jack will, I mean, we could certainly do it, but it would take, a lot of more practice and this and that. So, that's usually how it goes if I bring it up. Of anybody else, it'll get done. But if I do, forget about it. I've always been a Zeppelin fan. Although there's some songs I don't like. Like that's the one thing about Zeppelin. There are some songs where I just, wow, why did they put this one out?
Yeah.
As many, I mean, like I said, there's 10 or 20 that I think are phenomenal and their top 10 are off the charts for me. But some of their other songs, like some of the albums, like, why is this song on here? Did we just, as Corey would say, just run out of things to steal from other people? Like, what happened?
Was that the inspiration to actually have to write something?
Yeah.
We have run out of songs.
Yeah, because like in the 90s, they would have had to like steal Nirvana songs, it would have been tough. Or like Guns N' Roses. Which by the way, that's the other phenomenon now that is, we have seen a shift in songs probably over the last 18 months. The 90s are now the most popular decade of songs for the bar crowd. Thank God the 80s just got skipped over from the 70s to the 90s. It just
80s themed anything is so difficult to try to know what people are like asking for. Like, yeah, are you looking for hair metal? Are you looking for post disco, like, synth music? Like, what do you want? It's hard to say. Is Michael Jackson and Prince?
Well, that's really the problem, because in the 80s, probably, I mean, Michael Jackson from really the very beginning of the 80s till just about the end of the 80s. Steph is on there.
Hey.
Was good.
So from the beginning of the 80s to the end of the 80s, I mean, Michael Jackson kind of like ran the thing. Prince, Lionel Richie, Madonna, Gloria Estefan, Whitney Houston showed up. So really, and there were bands, like Bon Jovi was there, Van Halen was still, was going strong. But Southern rock kind of was coming to an end. Disco came to an end. The rap started really coming around. It was just a mixed up era. It wasn't I don't know. I didn't drink that much, but Steph, you keep turning.
I know. Everybody else is horizontal, so I might as well just fit in with everybody else,
Yeah. This is why she is the social media.
March to the beat of your own drum, Steph. My God.
Gotta do it, Corey. Beating the drum.
All right. So while you've come on, what is your favorite Zeppelin song?
What is my favorite Zeppelin song?
And if you want to throw out your favorite album, you could do that too.
I actually, what's that song? Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You.
Great song. Great choice.
I love the guitar in the intro.
And now you just ruined it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, what did you do to that song, Corey?
In the summertime.
Corey Raymond just became Corey screaming.
You do that again.
Yeah, he's screaming Raymond. That was my mother actually screaming Raymond. The poor kids of Levittown. They named her Screaming Raymond. From her third grade class. The entire school could hear when she was yelling at someone.
Oh my God.
Little red, fake red hair. the Long Island redhead. Get
That's
out
so funny.
now. Your head will be rolling down Wantar Avenue. She's a scary
That's
little
funny.
lady. But oh, Bobby just said that was his favorite too.
The song?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not like I feel like it's one of like the deeper cuts. It's not like a hit, but I heard it and I was like, the guitar in the intro just sounds so beautiful.
It's like, damn.
It's like, damn.
Damn.
Jimmy Page. I mean, Jimmy Page is a special player. I mean,
He's
absolutely.
a special boy. Real special boy. Interesting choices.
Well, yeah, and the coolest thing that I've been able to witness over the past like 10, 15 years, getting involved with music and everything like that, as someone who wasn't a musician, is seeing the difference in the special guitar player from the medium to the good to the very good. And then there's that another level kind of thing where it's not that they play faster or anything. It's just, it's a feel that these guys can get and that they just know what to do. And, I get that a lot of people don't recognize it, but I'm just around it enough to realize the difference in certain players. Just guys that play with us, like anybody that's ever seen Ryan Newman play. I mean, shout out to Ryan.
What's good, boo?
Ryan's just in another world of class. It's just he just feels the thing. It's like the guitar in his hands are one. It's ridiculous, And then this guy's like Brother Dave, who just there's not a scale that this guy hasn't practiced for 42 hours, a week. It's just, and he just knows
42 hours a day.
Well, if there was 42 hours in a day, Dave might actually sit there and play it that long.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He dreams of more hours to practice.
Absolutely.
But those two, I'm just throwing those two guys out there as people that they're just so much better than everybody else playing, and it's just sheer. They get it. They understand that the guitar talks to them. I don't know. It's just a special thing.
Right.
And Jimmy Page has that. No one else plays like him. I know Corey doesn't like the person I'll say, but Eddie Van Halen was another guy. He just to do stuff. It's just cool.
I'm not ripping on the man's talent. I just don't like his talent.
Okay. All right. You're allowed to not like, and then
I don't.
I think it's wrong for people to not like.
I think you're not very bright, but go ahead.
Oh my God.
It's a shame your mother.
It's okay, Corey. We still love you.
Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Peace and love.
But yeah, there's just certain guys. There's Clapton. There's Hendrix. And you know what? Here's where I'm not a big fan of Clapton as some other people are.
Right.
I don't think he's not great or anything like that, but I just think there's other guys could do what he does. I've seen other guys do what he does.
Right. Yeah. There's always like some sort of debate, but then there's like people out there to be like, well, Stevie Ray Vaughan, he was a phenomenal guitarist, but there are people out there that are like, he kind of sucks.
Are we just looking for people to just hate me tonight?
Why, you don't like Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Stevie Ray and Van Halen.
I'm gonna just sign off right now, Corey.
No,
he wanted to sound like Albert King while imitating Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton.
He's talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan.
And wore a funny hat.
But it was a cool.
It worked. Whatever he was doing, it worked.
Yeah,
funny hat.
And you know what? He's not here to defend himself, so I don't think
that's true.
God, the joke I wanted to tell just crashed and burned, but that's fine.
Oh no!
Yikes! Oh,
I just thought of another song that I really like. Zeppelin.
You know, it's more deadly than. You know, it's a great song. But what apparently a rock and roll Achilles heel is?
Yes.
Being Eric Clapton's friend, because look at how well that worked for,
George
all of
Harrison.
all of Eric Clapton's friends. Fucking
Not too good to be his kid either.
Well, I was gonna say, what's deadlier, being his friend or being his son?
Oh my God.
Jeez. All right, let's go back to
I gotta go. I'm
yeah, I have to.
This is not the show I signed up for.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Anyway, let's go back to Dave, what was your actual favorite album of Zeppelin? Give me your favorite song. Stop drinking that Vermont beer.
What the hell is in that beer?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably something I don't want to take.
You're not a very good commercial for that beer.
I'm the best.
Dave, what? In all honesty, your favorite album. You gave me your favorite song. Is that out? The song on?
I honestly don't know their albums enough to weigh in here, so I'm gonna have to pass.
Gotcha.
I know a lot of their songs. I've never had any of their albums, so I couldn't really answer that.
Yeah, see, back in the day, you had to buy the vinyl, and I used to. And even
I had some albums. I just never had any of theirs.
That's when music was doing so much better, when you could see music. Technically,
yeah.
I loved reading the album
cover.
The album cover where all the the songs would be on there. You open it up and you had the cool pictures, and you although Pink Floyd fooled me a few times, but never again. I as I said earlier, Volume 4 is my favorite. It's the first one I bought,
which technically is an unnamed album. It technically does not have a name.
It's not Volume 4.
It is not.
Really? I thought it was just Zeppelin 4.
Well, so it technically does not have a name. It's just that album.
I think I have the vinyl, by the way, somewhere.
Because Led Zeppelin does not appear anywhere on the album.
Yes, I got it.
They are.
They're right here.
So
that's doable like when you publish a medium, it can have no title.
Yeah, it's technically untitled. The Beatles' White Album is also technically just the Beatles.
True.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin 4 does not have a title.
You mentioned Volume 2 though. Is Volume 2
well, that's Led Zeppelin 2.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3. Untitled. Physical graffiti.
It's like stupid that only you would care about. I just like.
Well, no, because volume. So Sabbath, that album is actually called Volume 4.
Mm.
That is the name of that album. Where Led Zeppelin 4, Chicago 4, those are just.
So how about Foreigner 4?
Foreigner 4 is just 4 because that's the name of the album. That one's not even like sequential. The name of the album is like the number 4.
Who made this rule?
That's what it says on the album cover.
On there, it's
that's what I'm. Yes.
You had 1, 2, 3 before 4. Sequentially, it's Volume 4 to me.
Well, no, it would just be 4. Unless otherwise specified, like in the case of Black Sabbath, where it's Volume 4.
I think Zebra has like an album that's called 3.5 or something. It's like 3.V, but I think it just means 3.5.
See,
of course,
that's creative. I love that because everybody else did a 4. So
yeah.
It's like 3.5.
Like Peter Gabriel should have had an album called 4. Weren't his first 3 all just called Peter Gabriel?
What's going on?
And then eventually he's like, someone must have been like, yeah, you've got to start naming these albums something different. Why do you? Is there a reason you keep naming them the same thing? They're all named the same thing, and he's like,
right.
So,
Or that was the album in mid '80s.
So, yeah, no, great album, but yeah, speaking of the mid '80s, the other subject of tonight's episode.
What's going on with
with Gene Hackman? Are you there?
All right, you want to get into? I was just going to ask you a question though, a Zeppelin question.
Yeah.
What song was the biggest song monetarily, and then what was the biggest monetarily the album was? Is it Stairway?
They never did a single.
Stairway did not have a single. That's correct.
Yeah, no, none of their songs ever. They never did a single, so it'd be hard to tell the top grossing Led Zeppelin song.
That's not entirely true because they had a few songs that charted on Billboard, and they had a rule for a long time that a song could not appear in their list of the biggest songs unless you could buy a single. That's why Stairway to Heaven never appeared.
Stairway is released on its own. I know it was. It was later on. It was
probably
years,
late. Yeah. So when it was popular, when it was getting all the airplay initially in the early 70s, you could not buy it as a single then, so it couldn't chart. But Whole Lotta Love did. That's their highest charting song in the US. It's their only top 10 here, which is kind of ridiculous given their popularity, but sometimes it goes that way.
Okay.
Wild.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
That's
all right. You want to turn this to Mr. Hackman?
What the fuck?
Exactly. I'm saying
what
that too.
The fuck? What is happening with that? What in the sweet name of baby Jesus?
Did we change topic yet? 'Cause I'm still not sure.
Yeah,
we've changed. We're going. Speaking
Corey could be looking at something on the wall right now. I don't know where he's going.
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. So the pacemaker, his pacemaker apparently claimed that he was probably dead. Probably like 10 days before the bodies were discovered. Now, I get it. He was 95, 96 years old. Though relatively healthy for a 96-year-old. So, but you tell me he's dead. Okay, whatever. Why are they both dead, and why was only one of the three dogs dead?
Right.
What is happening? This is a Dilem-Monday mystery.
Exactly.
No idea.
Well, obviously, the first thing anybody would think would be a CO2 situation, right? You'd feel that it would probably be carbon monoxide somehow. But they've keep ruling that out. Because the other two dogs could live because they were saying they had access to get outside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's highly possible with that. But they're ruling that out. The only thing, that I could think, and again, I don't know how bad Hackman was, but could he walk or anything like that? But maybe the wife died initially and the pills dropped on the floor because they said she fell and the dog somehow ate the pills and he couldn't get out of the room upstairs, somehow. And that's why, because he was, remember, this is not a normal house. Okay. This is like a 10 or 15,000 square foot home. Right. So this is a very large house. And he's an old man. Maybe he was just stuck upstairs and he just starved to death. I mean, like seriously, because they said she fell. They figured out that she fell down and there were pills all over the floor. So maybe she had a stroke or something like that. The pills fell down and maybe the dog ate the pills.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm just trying to go up with
she was young though.
Yeah.
What
she's in her late 60s. She's like 68. I mean, I think that's very young. Obviously, I'm within that decade. I think that's very young, but you could have a stroke at any time, right? I mean, these things it does happen.
That's true.
And if the pills fall on the floor, the dog might literally eat them. I mean, that's not crazy, right? I mean, the dog.
Yeah, that's a good theory. Yes.
And he is 95 years old, and
that could happen. That's what you just
I think he froze, but
in a very, very awkward position. Open hand though. Open hand.
It's almost Elon Musk.
Yeah, no. Luckily, again, open palm, froze on the open palm, so we're all good.
Very Robert De Niro-ish, actually.
kind of.
Yeah. You froze. Here, let me
All right, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, you just froze on your. No, let me see. Oh wait.
Buffering.
Wait. There we go. Buffering. There we go. He's back.
There he is.
You froze in a questionably Elon Musk position. Oh, your hand. You were like, "What's going on?" But your hand, luckily, open-handed. I think that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Unfortunately, I think it is you. You were freezing a little bit throughout this for me too.
Yeah.
At least he didn't have a chainsaw when he froze.
All right, well, Corey, what's going on? Why?
So what's going on? Gene Hackman was mummified.
I don't think that's what he was asking. What's going on? I thought he was asking about what.
Ow! That hurt. Ow! This is just the Riemann household is a household of problems and disasters right now. My God.
Is everyone okay?
No, I mean that's a really relative term.
What? I'm lost.
What the hell is going on?
Anyway,
I'm in pain.
Did you hit yourself?
Yeah, the microphone fell on me, and it's a really heavy microphone.
Oh.
Should we wrap this up before somebody leave on a gurney or has pills all over?
Yeah. So
anyway, back to Gene.
Yeah, before I joined Gene and Betsy.
So with I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, because if it's not CO2 and if it's not somewhat what I said, and they ruled out foul play yet?
Well, no, I think today aren't they trying to see if they should even rule in foul play, because something's foul here. Something is not right.
Yeah, but if what happened when I said, like, maybe she had a stroke or something like that, she definitely fell, and she had pills in her hand. That they know. And
they were both sitting there for days.
Yeah,
they were mummified.
Yeah, but again, if they both died for the reasons I said, that if people don't check on them, who would know? I mean,
So
I don't think that's the part that's.
So, according to CBS News, how did Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa die? Official results of the autopsy and toxicology reports are still pending. Santa Fe County Sheriff Adon Mendoza said Friday Hackman and Arakawa tested negative for carbon monoxide poisoning, the sheriff said. The sheriff's office also said that there were no signs of blunt force traumas when their bodies were found. So, like, they didn't just crash to the floor then.
I got another question. Again, no one here is going to be able to answer it, but so they're saying that Hackman died no, but they said Hackman died on the 17th, but they didn't discover the dead bodies until what, the 27th?
Yeah.
Days later, yeah.
So in 10 days, couldn't the carbon monoxide be out of the body, especially if it's mummified?
No, but the brain damage would be visible in a scan.
Why?
A toxicology report, because of how the brain would have, like, how it dies.
I mean, I don't know if you know what you're talking about, but you seem positive about it. But I've heard you tell me other things that you were positive about, and you had no idea what you're saying. So I'm not necessarily sure. But
so
like I said, if it's not CO2, then something had to happen. Either someone killed them, or she fell. Like I said, the dog died from the pills, or there was some kind of food that was really bad and they both died. I don't know when the dog ate food.
I was gonna say, are we ruling out the dog?
What do you mean?
Maybe the dog said, "I'm sick of you people. I'm done."
He was upstairs. I don't know where you're going.
Who knows? Maybe the dog was the murderer. Maybe the dog put the plan together.
I don't think the dog was Cujo or anything like that.
Yeah. And the other, maybe it was the Two Living Dogs. Actually, if you're really going to go with stupid, then All right.
They do.
So
They do.
Let's go to the French Connection here. Let's talk about the Gene Hackman movies.
It was the dogs. It was the fucking dogs.
Actually, did he ever play a movie where he was like a super sleuth? I mean, French Connection kind of like with I don't remember him ever playing like but I was kind of going through his movies. Look at, by the way, 77 movies.
God damn.
How cool.
Wow.
Did 77 movies.
Wow.
They were not all bangers, though. They were not all great ones. Looking through them, but as I went through them, I think his first big hit was Bonnie and Clyde in 1967.
Yeah.
That kind of brought him through. He had some other stuff, but that was his first big. He became kind of a household star. And then the next one that he had, really, that was a bigger thing, it was in the 70s that he first got another big hit. And I think it was the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
Isn't that after French Connection?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. The French Connection 71, the Poseidon Adventure 72. Yes.
That was a good movie.
I'm trying to grab this stuff here. Right. Bonnie and Clyde. Right. French Connection was first. And then after the French Connect, then it was the French Connection. So the Poseidon Adventure in 1972, I told you guys beforehand, that movie, my parents, and I've told this story, I think, before, maybe on the show.
Mm-hmm.
My parents thought it was a good idea in 1972 for a 7-year-old, before he goes on his first cruise ship. Let's put this out there. They thought to go see a double feature of the Poseidon Adventure and the Planet of the Apes at the Westbury Drive-In movie theater was a good idea.
Beautiful idea.
First time going on an ocean liner on a cruise, they take me to see the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh my god.
My grandparents were sick, twisted fucks, and I think it's funny. It's funny.
But they did take me to Jan's that night beforehand too. And
For
I'm
ice cream.
7. My poor sister was only 4. So the only good thing, maybe she was just too young to understand that this is like a real ocean liner flipping over, and and what did we get out of that? If we do flip over, go backwards so we could go to the top that way. But it was this is what my parents thought was a good idea, but it was a great movie.
Bill Benson actually listened to me and actually sent in his theory about the death of Gene Hackman, the mysterious death of Gene Hackman.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
Yeah, me
the
too.
same without you. That maybe he passed, and then she went down and took the pills and collapsed, and maybe the dog ate some of the pills afterwards.
Right.
It's good.
I like that, Bill.
I do too.
That's a lot more romantic too. That's really, I'm going with that. Look at Bill.
Look at Bill.
Like
Detective Bill.
This is why he's the man who writes all the great love songs.
The Love
this is why.
Detective.
Yeah, he
Like
is the
profile
love.
pictures, him
That's
playing
what he's
piano
about.
on a dock at
Bill, the
sunset.
love detective.
The
Absolutely.
fucking Love Detective right here.
There it is.
That's a series.
I never saw the French Connection too. Did anybody see that?
You're saying 2?
I want to.
I
though.
definitely
I
saw
want
the French
to.
Connection. There was a 2.
Oh.
To go further, there was actually
Why?
a French Connection.
I saw the first one a long time ago. I don't even know if I knew there was a sequel.
Did you like him in Superman? On the Superman movies, or are you guys all too young for that?
I didn't watch those. I wouldn't have liked him as a kid.
I thought he was a great Lex Luthor. I thought he was.
He was a good. I thought so. It was fun. I mean, the Superman movies were horrible in general, but I
Wait,
liked that
Christopher
because
Reeve
I'm a
ones?
Superman fan. The old, yes, the Christopher
Okay,
Reeve one.
alright.
He was always he was Lex Luger. So Luther.
Yeah, okay.
Luger. That's the wrestler. Luther is he's diabolical criminal. So yeah, he did all the Superman movies, and then I'm trying to think of some of the other like big movies. Well, the other one that was great was Hoosiers.
I was just thinking of that one. I thought that was him from that.
I should love Detective Kill on Dilem-Monday. Yes. Yeah, Hoosiers I thought was a phenomenal movie. I mean, if you're a basketball fan, James, you're our sports. What did you think of Hoosiers? Basketball is your least favorite sport. We all know that.
Yeah, I don't mind basketball, but I've actually never seen Hoosiers. I really want to, though.
Oh my God, you have to see that.
I know.
It's the great underdog tale. This abusive, crazy coach comes into town and shakes the town up and doesn't let the town folk rule his roost, and he finally connects with the superstar player. It's great. And there's a part in it where he measures the how tall the basket is and how long the court is to show them it doesn't matter where you play, it's the same size. It's just like our little gym, whether you're playing in a stadium or not. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it at some point.
Make sure to just like slap the ass at the end of the game. Good game.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Slap on the butt. Good game.
I don't understand what you're describing and why.
Was that his wife's last words? Is that what you're saying?
Is that how he died? Good game.
You had an excellent effort. Thanks for playing.
Good game.
I did check another movie that I thought was really good. He wasn't necessarily the star, but he was definitely it was a very scary feature in it, like Mississippi Burning.
Oh shit! Yeah. No, that's
I never that one. I never saw that.
Yeah. I also haven't seen that either. So
that is a worthwhile flick to definitely go see. You guys are all young. That's why you don't see any of these movies.
I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to fix that.
Yes. All right. I'll give you some other ones. Unforgiven.
Gene Hackman Film Club.
Unforgiven is another really, really good movie.
I didn't know he was in that.
Okay, I got one that you guys probably all saw. The Firm.
I know of it. Didn't see it.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's another one I wanted to see. I know him in the bird. I know Gene Hackman in the Birdcage. That I've seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That was another
That was
one.
That was funny.
That was a funny movie.
The latest movie of his I can think of that I know I saw was The Heist,
I remember The Heist.
which was not
It's a
bad.
good movie.
It's been a while, but I remember that was good. I think that was early 2000s.
I would just to start off with like a movie that, like The Firm is a really good movie. It's always on HBO. The Firm is always on HBO.
Okay.
And he Tom Cruise outsmarts the mob, the law firm, and Gene Hackman is on the law firm, but at the end of the time, he surprises you with his where it goes on it. So I'll throw that out there for those of you who haven't seen it. But it's a really good movie.
By the way, I haven't mentioned yet with so like even though he was like 95, however old he was, still surprised he died. I was not expecting him to die. Know who's still alive? The Pope. The Pope.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
Pope is not dead. That guy, he's like, I am not going out. Like, I am sticking this out.
I know he's sick. Is he in his 90s too? I don't even know how old he is.
88 years old.
He's in his 80s, but like everything's falling apart right now. But
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
hey,
I'm sure we're gonna. I was gonna say we're gonna
best medical care you can get. So
yeah, we're saying this now, and we're gonna wake up. Yeah, we're gonna wake up tomorrow, and people are gonna blame us.
Gene Hackman, do you want to go over the movies that you actually?
Yeah.
Did you even look at? Do you even know movies that he was in?
Like that's the thing. Like I feel like Gene
Hackman movie in this grouping.
Well, besides the French Connection and the Birdcage.
How about Crimson Tide?
That's definitely more of a you film.
They're on the submarine. Denzel Washington. It's kind of. It's very similar to the K Mutiny. I think they stole the whole thing from the K Mutiny. With Humphrey Bogart, because he's the captain, and he's telling him what to do. It's a whole nuclear situation here, but Denzel takes over the ship. Says, Gene, we're taking over. You're out of your mind. It's time. Goodbye. So another movie that was I liked it. I think it's a really good movie. But again, most of his movies, because of where his age is, that's already 1995. So he's that's 30 years ago. So he's 65 already.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Young Frankenstein.
Was he?
He was in Young Frankenstein. Yes. Well, he would play goofy roles sometimes. Like really goofy. I'm trying to remember the movie he's in with Sigourney Weaver and what's her from Party of Five. She was a really pretty girl.
Party of Five.
Remember the movie Party of Five? The show Party of Five.
Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yes, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sigourney Weaver in this movie. Gene Hackman is in the movie. He plays a guy who just smokes and smokes and smokes and smokes.
The Birdcage was a comedy. He was. I don't think his character was goofy, but that whole storyline was comedic, which is a little atypical for him. But he did well.
Did you see Enemy of the State with Will Smith and him?
I don't think I saw that. I remember that title when you said it. I was thinking Will Smith, but I don't think I ever saw that.
That movie. He's kind of like an agent that went underground and rogue, and he knows about like all the like NSA, FBI kind of stuff. And Will Smith's in big trouble, and he's like, take him out of trouble. I think Lisa Bonet is in that movie as well. It's another. Gene Hackman movies are mostly good.
Are we not going to forget? Are we going to forget about his prolific performance in the movie in 1998's Ants?
Ants.
A movie I didn't see.
Which there was this whole like moment of like DreamWorks like coming after and just straight up imitating Disney movies. A Bug's Life came out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Ants came out.
Ants was a crazy.
And it was just like really people.
Actually, that movie that I was talking about before, it's called Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers.
But was it
actually a funny movie? And Jennifer Love Hewitt looks absolutely gorgeous in the movie.
This in the 90s?
It was 2001 actually.
So it was after 1998's Ants.
Yeah, no, it was afterwards.
That's the dividing line now in Hollywood before and after Ants.
Yes. In this movie, he's looking really bad. But his last two movies, one was really good, the other's really stupid. His last really good movie, in my opinion, was Runaway Jury.
That was also 90s. I think that was another Grisham novel, if I remember correctly.
That was 2003, yeah. And my least favorite actor, John Cusack, is in it. He's trying to turn the jury either way. Yes, I hate John Cusack. He's in the movie. And Gene Hackman is guy paid to like pick juries, by reading faces and everything like that. And John Cusack ends up outsmarting everybody and pulling a deal. So, and then the last movie that I think he ever played in, which is a terrible movie but funny, it's Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh, with Ray Romano.
Yes.
I don't know if I ever saw. I remember it. I don't think I saw that. I just knew that he was in that for some
Steph
reason.
laughing. You saw it. Did you see it, Steph? You didn't see it either? Oh my God. You guys are not Gene Hackman fans.
We need to make a whole list and just like sit down for a whole entire week and just
Of
watch
just
all
Gene
these
Hack-
movies.
Hey,
The Gene
It
Hackman
does seem like
watch
I watched
party.
an awful lot of them. At least I was looking at the 77. I think I probably saw 65 of his movies. So I guess I'm a bigger fan than I thought. You know which one I never saw, though? The Royal Tenenbaums.
oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no.
I remember that one.
Because
That
you don't like weirdos.
No, I don't like stupid movies like that. That's not me.
All Wes Anderson movies just are formulaic like that. I
Yeah,
forgot he was in there.
that's true.
I actually was listening to Bill Murray. He was on with Drew Barrymore. I saw one of the reels and clips about it, and she was asking Bill Murray about the Royal Tenenbaums, and he said, "Well, it's interesting you ask about that because today Gene Hackman just passed away, and you know I was in that movie, and Gene was grumpy. He was a grumpy man." He's like, I don't blame him for being grumpy. One, he's old, and the director's this young kid who's brash and thinks he knows everything, and he might well because he really is a good, a director. But Gene was not a happy man during this whole thing. He didn't understand why things were going on, and he's used to a certain way of doing things, and this movie was just not what he wanted it to be. But at the end of the day, Bill said he's a good guy and everything like that. He's just really grumpy. But he's an old man, so of course he was grumpy.
And that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the crazy. Yeah. Almost 25 years ago that took place. And he was grumpy then. So can you imagine his poor wife the last 20 years? There you go. He won a Golden Globe for that.
Is that for French Connection?
That's the Poseidon Adventure. I know that.
Oh, okay.
That picture's got to be the Poseidon Adventure that you just showed. But yeah, he won a Golden Globe for the Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw Behind Enemy Lines too. The highest, the Mexican I've seen. He's in a lot of movies.
What a name, The Mexicans.
Singular.
No, it's the Mexican.
The Mexican.
Wasn't James Gandolfini in that movie also?
I think he was in that. I think he was in that.
Toronto?
He was, yes. Winston
And,
Baldry. Julia Roberts.
And Julia Roberts. Yeah, Julia Roberts is in there. Yeah. So I guess we've gotten to the fact that I have no life. All I do is watch stupid movies. Movies,
Terrible
music.
ones. We covered that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. No,
Right.
you're,
Yeah, I knew all those crazy horrible movies.
yeah, what is
Probably
that?
not as informed on Gene Hackman movies as I thought I was.
Yeah, no, that's.
Do you know he was in Twilight?
What?
What?
You know he was in
He
Twilight?
was in Twilight.
Oh God, no.
I don't
Playing
remember that.
himself as a
but
spoof. I saw that movie against my will. I do not remember him, but I try to block out a lot of it anyway.
The Chamber was a good movie.
Chamber, I don't remember that one.
Get Shorty.
Okay, there we go.
Know the title, but didn't see.
That's John Travolta's in that movie,
Yeah.
I believe. It's the movie I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is. That sounds right.
Extreme Measures.
A Covenant with Death.
He was in Wyatt Earp.
No?
Who knew?
Yeah, this
IMDb
guy,
must have.
he had a hell of a career. I mean, 77 movies.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
And like big time. And he was in, he could just as easily play a gunfighter and then, play a comedic buffoon and then a secret agent to captain of a ship to the priest who saves everybody's life on the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Would you follow the priest or the guy who says he works at the place? would you have gone? Which way would you have gone?
Ooh.
I need more
There's
context.
that sequence. He's like, "No, you have to go this way," and the guy's like, "No, follow
Right,
me."
yeah.
Oh shit.
Do you go with the man from the cloth who should have some kind of interventional, like?
Right, or the guy that.
By the way, do you remember who saved everybody? Actually, the one part where the water was flooding in the Poseidon Adventure,
Right.
and they had to get to the other side. It had to be someone who could swim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know? Go ahead. Do you remember the actress?
Oh shit. Oh.
She played a grandma in this movie.
Yes. Oh my god.
Damn.
Do you want to know where you might know her from more than?
Yes.
This is okay. In Roseanne, she played the grandmother.
Oh, the hell was her name?
She used to be on the Tonight Show a lot.
She played Roseanne's mother.
The grandmother.
Oh,
Roseanne's grandmother.
That's
She
not
had a
Shelley
very
Winter.
New York accent. It was Shelley Winters. You did
Shelley
it.
Winter.
Yes. Good job. Yeah, Shelley Winters, who is an overweight grandma, jumps
That's
because
right.
she used to be like a swimming champion.
Okay.
And she's
That's
able
right.
to take,
Yes.
she's able to take the rope that they needed so she could tie it so everybody else could get through. And then when she has a heart attack and dies
Oh,
after
yeah.
saving everybody else.
All right.
I didn't write the thing. The guy from the Poseidon Adventure wrote this, but this is what happened in the movie.
Was
And,
Ernest Borgnine
Ernest
in that movie?
Borgnine is in that movie as well. Yeah,
oh, that's
Ernest
right.
Borgnine. I think
That's,
probably
Leslie
he was the
Nielsen.
last one left from the movie. Like I think everybody else must have passed.
But Ernest Borgnine died.
Ernest
No,
Borgnine
not
died.
in the
Oh, he
movie.
died years ago. He was in his
No, in the
90s
movie
too.
he was talking about, I think.
Do you know he was born in Hamden, Connecticut?
He was a Connecticut guy. Yep. I wouldn't have been able to tell you the town, but yeah.
If
He-
you watch SpongeBob, he is Mermaid Man.
He was.
No shit.
Yes,
oh my
he
god.
was Mermaid Man.
Oh my god, he totally was.
Yes.
What do you think? She'd lie to you? I'm
And
sure,
Tim
but-
Conway was Barnacle Boy.
Yeah, he was.
He's gone too, I think.
Yeah, he's the E-Path. Everybody on that show except for Carol Burnett still is gone too. Carol's the only one still.
Burnett.
She's still kicking.
No, I think she's 91, 92 now.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that bitch. Keep going.
Yeah, so I guess the greats of Hollywood right now, you have Carol Burnett.
Dick Van Dyke is still around. He's almost 100.
Dick
Yeah.
Van Dyke.
He might make it to 100.
Betty couldn't do it. Will Dick Van Dyke do it?
She came so close, though.
Yeah, I know.
She came
Was it
so
Less than a
low.
month. Less than a
It was
month.
like a couple weeks. Yeah, I was like, oh.
I think George Burns made it to his 100th.
He
Yes.
did
He had his
101.
Party in,
101,
like,
yeah.
7, but yeah. But George, he slipped in the shower. That was his end.
Oh shit.
But no, George did make it to 100. But the man played God. He should have some extra years thrown in. You should get some extra credit if you play God. Just give him that.
Morgan Freeman's
yeah,
probably
trying to
close to 90 now.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Morgan?
Morgan Freeman is probably close to 90 now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Morgan Freeman's like 80. I think he's like 87 or something.
87 years old.
Now- Good job. Yeah, who's left from the
Michael Caine?
grand old?
Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
So Michael Caine.
He retired too now, right? He just retired. Like he's not doing it
Oh, I don't
anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Why-
claims.
Why do actors retire though? Like, do you really need to have a retirement? You could, like, aren't you just like open to, well, if I feel like doing a
If
movie,
you're-
I'm gonna just go.
If
do
you're
it.
80 something and you're tired every day and you've made enough, like just put a wrap on it and enjoy the rest of your life. Oh, we forgot Mick Jagger. He's what, 157? Not that he's
Richard
an actor, but
Lest we forget that Mick Jagger has great grandchildren older than his youngest child.
Oh.
It's pretty Hollywood.
God
Yeah, he's
bless
like
Keith.
82,
I mean,
right?
I
Yeah.
Nick. No, the Rolling Stones. I mean, and that's really why you have to like give the Stones credit. These guys are still. They wrote a hit last year. They wrote hits. They had like one of the best albums in the world.
Yeah, they had like a
they won a
selling
Grammy.
out 100,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Beatles did it dead, but they kind of cheated on their number one.
Yeah, a little bit.
For the Beatle fans are going to say, "Look, we even did it without even being alive, half of us." But
They had
um,
the fucking Rolling Stones had a Grammy-winning album within the lifespan of Bill Belichick's girlfriend. That's fucking wild.
this is, your fascination. You're just so jealous of Bill Belichick because he has such a beautiful 24-year-old girlfriend.
I saw that. It's like, oh.
He's got 6 Super Bowl rings. He's got a 24-year-old girlfriend. His life is as great as
James is. I am jealous, dude.
I just assumed she was with him for the sparkling personality.
Yes.
fucking Darth Vader.
Can't even imagine.
What a
Like,
dirty old what a dirty old pervert.
I can't imagine what the conversations are like at the dinner table.
Well, think
They're
about
both
it
on their
now.
phones.
Dude,
Oh,
She's on a smartphone. He's on the
he went from
wall.
professional to college. The co-eds should all be scared. Like the parents, don't go in Bill's room. This girl's going to get replaced by an 18-year-old freshman.
Oh my God.
This is, the man is
God damn.
This just a turn for the weird now.
Now,
No.
it took it to the weird like 80 minutes ago. Geez.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, Corey, you're not allowed to drink that brand of beer ever again.
It sure wasn't an ad for it.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, they're only sold in the Vermont area.
Apparently, it makes microphones attack you.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, let's see, what time is it right now? So it's about 9:25. So we do have to do some plugs and things like that. But I was thinking about David Johansen, just to be serious on that note. I did get to see him at my father's place in Roslyn, the old bowling alley. It's probably like 80, either 86 or 87, I want to say. Because I think my father's place closed I think it closed in 89. So I think I saw it 86, 87. And he was Buster at that point. He was Buster Poindexter already. So, but he always put on a really good show. The guy was, pretty original. And I'll also give Epi Epstein some credit that he always brought interesting, crazy acts to my father's place and did some cool stuff with that.
Epi.
Yes.
Epi.
And and my father's place down, he's using the Glen Cove Theater. Is that what he's using these days?
I think so.
Or is he still using sometimes the Roslyn Hotel?
No, I think he's using the Roslyn Hotel.
That's it? Because he was using the theater at Glen Cove for a little bit.
No, I think it's the Roslyn Hotel.
It's back to the Roslyn Hotel, or is he doing both?
Yeah.
Because I heard he was kind of back and forth.
I don't know anything about, I haven't heard anything about, through social media about the Glen Cove Theater with their shows.
Yeah, there was just for a little while.
Yeah, but I do know the not the theater, but the other one, the hotel. Yeah.
Fran just made a comment about the story I told her about my tenant who passed away years ago. So you guys heard the story about, I guess she thought of it because of the Gene Hackman thing. Fran brought up, when I used to live in Glen Oaks, Lisa and I moved away. We rented the apartment out for years. We were landlords. And we had a tenant that wasn't a very good payer. And he was also a pretty bad dude because he beat up his wife and she left. So he wasn't able to pay rent anymore. But he was getting a big settlement. So we let him stay until the settlement came in. And he called me up at like 2:00 in the morning and said, hey, I got the money. And I'm like, you ever call me at 2:00 in the morning ever again, I'm going to come and kill you. I said, don't leave your house no matter what. I'll call you at 9:00 in the morning. And I call at 9, I call at 1, I call 3 times during the day. I start calling every single day for almost the rest of the week. Lisa and I decide to go to New York because we want to know what's going on. We see that the mail is completely full and I see the checks to the bank. And I'm like, Lisa, this guy's dead. I'm telling you, someone killed this guy. We called the police. The police said, did you see him get murdered? I'm like, no, but I'm telling you, like, unless you see him get dead, we can't do anything about it. You're not a family member or anything like that. So I tracked down the father-in-law where the daughter was living. And I said, what do you know about this deal? And then the father-in-law says, he probably went to a family member, this, that, or the other thing. I'm like, I'm telling you, your son-in-law is dead because this guy got checks and he's not cashing them and there's something wrong. Later that day, I got a call. Mr. Riemann, Ed Lundy is dead. And he was dead. And I it took me 2.5 hours to get down to Glen Oaks. Evidently, he bragged to some of the wrong people that night that he had gotten this money. And they came in, ripped the place to shreds, murdered him somehow, OD'd, whatever he did. But they propped him up in the TV, in the chair, with a bagel and a beer and the TV on. But they were nice enough at least to open the windows. And they found the guy and he was dead for a week. Had been sitting there.
Oh God, I just had some horrible news from the world of Connecticut broadcast. Tom Monahan died. Tom Monahan was on NBC for like years.
Yeah, I know. He had the bad hair, right? The big fro, like the
yeah.
Guy with the big fro. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I knew who that guy was.
Yeah, no, he retired years ago, but he's dead. He died.
Well, thank you for ending the show at such significance.
Craig, was that the end of your story? I didn't know if you were done.
Well, no, he interrupted it, but because he's a buffoon. But so anyway, one of the things was when the cops went to bring this guy down, it looked like a John Candy movie. They dropped this dude.
Oh my God.
It was a duplex level apartment. So when the cops, they slipped and he fell out of the gurney thing. His body went tumbling down the stairs.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Craig, you need to write a book.
And I swear. And then they had the tape, they have to tape the marks where he fell. It was just such a nightmare. The worst part was now I got a call back to the father-in-law and I was like, look, your daughter's on the lease. I need to get paid for this place. In 6 months, I haven't been paid. So are you going to force me to put a lien on Ed's money? Because I have to get paid. And finally, yes, don't be like Ed. Ed is dead. But I did eventually get paid, and everything worked out in the end. And we sold that place finally, thank God. Although now I wish I had it, because the prices went all the way back up again. It would be great to have it again. But, up. Yes. So Fran remembered that story. She brought that up when she was thinking about how this all went down.
That's
went down like Ed down the stairs.
Yes.
God.
It was ridiculous. The cops tripped and the guy fell down the duplex stairs. If I had a cell phone, then it would have been amazing. It was just wrong. This is my life. These are the things that and I hang out with bands all weekend. You should all feel sorry for me.
Nah,
The
rock
things I
on.
see. Yeah, rock on.
Rock on.
Anyway, Dave, where are you playing this weekend? Or this
This has
month?
been such a grim show. I don't know if I want to plug anything.
It's an unpluggable show today.
No, the
I'm
show
gonna be,
we need to pull the plug on this show.
I'm going to be in confession next weekend.
Come on, you did all the shows with Pete Pino. Come on, this can't be right.
I know, I'm grandfathered in. Stationcounty.com. I list all my stuff. I'll look at that.
All right. Well, look on Dave's website. He will be posting things. James, what are you posting?
I guess I can. No, I'm just messing with you. Common Everyday People podcast, posting every week. Posted an episode last night talking about most shocking sports moments and injury stories. So go check that out on any major podcast platforms.
Give me one clue on one of the most shocking injury stories, just because.
Well, injury stories, it was between me and my co-host, and for me is when I fractured my finger going whitewater rafting.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought we were talking pro sports.
No, I meant no, not that. But if we were talking pro sports, I meant the Kevin Ware injury is definitely up there.
Wait, who? Corey, shut up! I couldn't hear.
The Kevin Ware injury, the Louisville player who like fractured his leg in like 3 different places.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
I was going to say Joe Theismann. When LT broke him. Just
yeah. That or what is it? Who was the guy that got his throat cut in the hockey game?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. That was horrible. Yeah, no, but that and then there's the Jack Tatum thing with Roy Stingley in
Oh God.
But that's not like a weird injury. That was just a sad, terrible injury. But that wasn't like a weird happening. With Theismann, like that shit.
Yeah,
shouldn't
that
happen.
ruined his career. Basically, that ended his career, I think.
Yeah, I know.
It's just getting beer.
I know. I'm just going, Steph, give me something good. You're feeling better. You look beautiful today. What's going on?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, I've been dealing pretty bad with a dairy intolerance or allergy or something like that. So I've been cutting out like a whole bunch of stuff. It sucks.
I saw your Facebook. I saw that. Yeah, not to be able to go to Costco and have ice cream like Lisa and I did today would suck.
Well, it's not like you can't totally have ice cream. They do make some great non-dairy alternatives for stuff. Yeah.
Corey
I had one
in
Vermont. Yeah, no, like it works decent for the milkshake because, like, when you're looking for like with the milkshake, the non-dairy ice creams, they take in a lot of flavor better than, like, obviously ice cream itself. The cream has its own flavor within it, so it was a nice alternative. It was it's definitely like not my regular choice, but like really well done.
It was a milkshake.
You just made a 40-minute answer to it and didn't give an answer. It was at the Skinny Pancake in Stowe, and they were using almond, like the almond milk.
Oh, I gotta go to this.
It was an almond milk ice cream. Yeah, no.
Yeah, almond milk ice cream's good. Ben and Jerry's has like a few pints that they make out of either coconut milk or almond milk, and there's like one called the
we were in
7-layer.
Stowe, like down the block from Ben and Jerry's headquarters. So
Right.
Totally
Yes.
it was really interesting being in Vermont. By the way, this week JD flew in.
I don't have my gong over here.
That's not politics. JD Vance flew in while we were there. It was kind of crazy.
That's right. I heard about that. Yeah.
It was up in arms.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty wild. But Corey, where are you playing on Friday? You probably don't even know.
Aren't I? Wait, so it's Friday, not Saturday that I'm playing?
Friday.
Yes,
I'm playing Friday in Vermont. I'm playing Friday
You're
at
back
the.
in Vermont. That is correct.
Yes, I'm doing a show at the the Hermitage. Yes.
Hermitage.
Oh, so I have Saturday and Sunday off. Oh. That's nice.
That is correct. So yeah, Friday you're at the Hermitage, and actually next week Corey's doing something cool. He's going to the Music People, and
right, yes,
taking a course on how to use the Yamaha D7 boards. They're like these really large boards and stuff. So he's taking a course on that. And we're the season's starting to come back. You know, once it starts getting light out again, the outdoor season begins, and then you go from one show a week, maybe 2 lucky, to start going to 4 shows a week again, 3 shows a week again at least. The summer happens. See, the comedian, you guys are all year long. It's indoor. You don't do too many outdoor shows.
There's some outdoor became a lot more popular during the pandemic when our options were limited and people saw how there are ways to make it work. So it's still not ideal, but if it's done right, it can be. And I already have like one county fair I think I'm performing at this summer. So you'll see it sometimes, and things tend to just slow down in the summer. Comedy tends to be busier the rest of the year, but it's year round indoors.
Yeah, so we're kind of like the opposite. When it right around March starts becoming good again, and then April it just starts blowing up until November 1st.
Yep.
And then it starts halting slower and slower. You get New Year's Eve, and then January through February is dreadful. I mean, not dreadful, but you're lucky if you get your show in a week, maybe 2. Unless you're like a solo artist who plays a lot of restaurants and things like that and can do some background. But if you're a band, the winter's hard. The winter's definitely a lot harder. You can get some solo stuff. Got like Brother Dave. Dave can do more than many can, because he can do those background music deals where he thrives on something like that. Where Corey can do it, but that's really not his thing.
Right.
Yeah, he needs a crowd, right? There's a difference. So there are some guys that can stay busy all year long. Like Karen can stay busy all year long as well. She does a really good job on it.
Right.
But once April hits, the Dilemma are rolling.
Hell yeah!
It's amazing how fast this thing just booked up too. Because I just started looking at it. I was like, whoa. In May, we're in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Then we're in all the different bike and beer places, back and forth. And we start just going all around upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire. It just gets going a little bit. So it's been fun the last few days booking. And Steph, there's another thing you guys should look at: the Bark.
The Bark, yes, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, we've booked 3 things in the last week on it.
Awesome.
So
yeah,
and Dave, actually, you might actually be interested in this one. BARK, Bark.
All right,
Bark. So it's different than some of the other booking systems. So you don't pay a fee, like a yearly fee, to be in it. You buy points, you buy credits. Okay, and they have a special when you first do it. You get X amount of points for X amount of money, and they guarantee at least 1 booking. If you don't get a booking, they give you all the points all over again to try and book again. Until you get a booking, they'll let you ride.
Okay.
Which is very cool.
All right, thank you.
So what ends up happening is between 5 and 8 credits, depending on how good they think the gig is or how much they could get away with for a gig.
Right.
It gives you a description, but then you have to decide if you want to use your credits or not.
Mm-hmm. Some of these job websites are actually doing that too. Like Upwork and Flex Jobs. They're all you sign up for it, and then you have to like pay like certain credits towards like each one to see if you can get the job or something. It's weird.
I think Thumbtack does something like that too, and Angie's List are kind of like this.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so if you see something and it looks like a date that you're open, and that you could have a good chance. You put your 5 credits in or your 7 or whatever it is. And some of the people, the bark will tell you that they've actually requested you. So if they requested you, it's a really good deal. Like one of the gigs that we have from the March 29th in Boston, they actually requested us. So we knew we had to put the 7 credits in, but we got the deal. And it was a good deal. It's a nice gig. It's in Cambridge, right by Harvard MIT. We're going to have a big crowd that night, so it should be really fun. But then Corey got a solo, a place with the solos, and they've already given them multiple dates now for coming up in the Boston area. And it just happens to be we've done better in Boston than we have in other places. And then we have a corporate gig that I think we're going to get as well from it. So it's just something else to go by. You're not locked in. You just have to be careful or smarter on your bids. Where on the Bash or Gig Salad, you bid on everything because you're already prepaid.
You don't want to be dumb. You don't want to be dumb.
What is wrong with you? How come you are? But anyway, on that note, drinking is a bad thing. We have found out
from Vermont.
No beers from Vermont on this show.
The IPA Vermont beer, evidently, one person cannot handle very well.
Gotta make that a hashtag.
And he will then tell me I didn't drink too much.
I had 1 beer. God.
Well, if that's really not safe.
That's not helping you, Chris.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no. Rest in peace, Tom Monahan. Rest in peace, Carl Dean. Rest in peace.
We didn't mention that on the show. Dolly Parton's husband.
Carl Dean, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Joey Mullen of Badfinger. Rest in peace, David Johansen, greatest frontman who's ever been fucking wild. And yeah, obviously Gene Hackman. Fucking mummy.
Buster also.
I think so, probably. I think though Buster will always be alive in our hearts if we, remember him with fondness.
And that girl, Michelle from what's her name, Gossip Girl.
Yeah, no, she's also #dead. Yeah, no, rest in peace, all the dead people.
And Michael Jackson's still dead.
Michael Jackson is still dead.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, no.
Get out. That's
and
Farrah
Farrah Fawcett
every day. And announce it. Right. Same day.
Right.
Farrah.
Right.
Yes. So, no, there's a website every day that announces that Michael Jackson is still dead.
Yeah, daily updates on Mike Jackson's health. Go on it for your Facebook. It's
oh my god.
It's gold. Very
informative. Nope, right. Still dead.
Before Dave wants to strike himself for being shouted back.
All right. Much love.
Good night. Thank you all for being on this Dilem-Monday.